I've helped over 1,000 office workers with low back pain, and these are the 5 most common thought patterns that I see over and over again. I've been a registered massage therapist for over 7 years, working with everyone from office workers all the way to weekend warriors, and no matter who they are, these 5 thought patterns come up over and over again. So in this video, I just want to break down these patterns, and we're also going to talk about what actually helps. So if you've been stuck in your office all day and you're dealing with lower back pain, chances are you probably have one of these thought patterns. So the first pattern that I see all the time is, oh, if I'm feeling pain now, then the pain must have just started now. And the truth is, that's almost never the case. Pain is usually the last thing to show up. It's usually not the first. And what I've seen over and over again with most office workers actually is that they've been compensating, they've been overusing or underusing or stressing their bodies for weeks and sometimes months, and the body's just been quietly trying to keep up. And then one day you do something, you tie your shoelace or you pick your kid up off the ground, and then boom, your back goes out. And you think, oh, okay, well, that one bad movement is what caused my lower back to seize up. But again, that's usually never the case. It's usually just your body saying, hey, I can't keep up with you anymore. It's kind of like when the check engine light goes off in your car. That warning light doesn't mean that your engine just broke and your car is done. It usually means that something has been off for a while and that the system is finally throwing you a signal saying, hey, fix me. Your body works the same way. Pain in your body is saying, hey, I've been dealing with your stress for weeks, months, or even years, and now I need you to pay attention to me. So if you've been trying to figure out the exact time that your lower back started to hurt, you're probably looking in the wrong place. Instead of focusing on that one movement that triggered the pain, start looking at how you've been moving, how you've been sitting, and how you've been covering for the past couple of weeks and the past couple of months. Now, once people start feeling their low back pain, the very next thing I usually hear is, okay, so how do I make it go away? And this leads us into pattern number 2. A lot of people think that pain is an automatic sign that something in your body is damaged. Usually the instinct is to stop and just stop moving, shut everything down, and basically go into protection mode. And this is totally understandable, but that's the wrong way that you want to go about it. Pain doesn't always mean damage. A lot of the times, it's just your body feeling unsafe, and it's using pain as a warning sign. Your body isn't broken, it's just being told to pay attention. It's kind of like a fire alarm going off in your house when you've burned something. The alarm going off doesn't mean it's a bad alarm, it's just letting you know that something is wrong. The problem isn't the alarm, it's what triggered it. So if you take the batteries out of your alarm, sure, like the alarm will go off, but the fire isn't going to stop, or it's not going to solve anything actually. That's what happens when we try to numb out any low back pain with any medications. Instead of thinking pain is bad and I need to avoid it, a better question to ask yourself is, what is my body trying to tell me? Because sometimes moving gently into the pain instead of avoiding it will actually help with the healing process, and it will actually help your body and your system calm down. So pattern number 3 is one of the most common misconceptions that I hear, and it's that if a muscle feels tight, then that's the problem. Like, tight means bad, so let's just stretch it out until it feels better. And the thing is, tightness in your body is usually a protective mechanism. And to be honest, this was something that I was taught too. Even while I was in RMT school, we learned that if someone is feeling pain or any stiffness, that the muscle is tight and we just need to work it out until it releases and then it feels better. But after treating hundreds and then thousands of office workers with lower back pain, I started to realize this wasn't the full picture. Office workers were coming in with the same issues over and over again. And even after the massage, even after endless stretching, even after foam rolling, that's when it hit me. It was the muscle wasn't just tight, but it was because a lack of movement in their day. The body wasn't being used enough, so it stiffened up as a way to stay safe. And most of my back pain clients, especially office workers, their muscles aren't tight because of overuse. They're tight because they're actually being underused, and the body is just trying to protect itself. And then when you go to move to pick something up and you bend down, your body's like, whoa, 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 we're not ready for this. And then that's when your back will lock up, and that's when you'll start to have that lower back pain. It's not that your back is too active, it's that your glutes and your core and your whole body hasn't been moving enough, and it's not being used the way that it's supposed to. It's kind of like a car that's been sitting in your garage for years. You know, the tires might be flat, the steering might be off, and the brakes might feel a little sticky. It doesn't mean that the car is damaged. It just means that it hasn't been used. And your body is the same way. Tightness is often a result of lack of movement, lack of better words. So instead of asking yourself, how do I release this tightness in my hips? Or how do I release this tightness in my lower back? The better question to ask yourself is, how do I get this area moving? How do I get strength into this area? Because that is the real solution to fixing your lower back pain. Because no amount of stretching and no amount of foam rolling will fix a body that isn't being used the way that it's supposed to. So once someone realizes that it's not just about tight muscles, the next thing that they usually think about is, okay, I'll just sit up with good posture. And this is especially common with my office worker clients. They try to sit perfect posture all day. They try to sit with their chest up, their shoulders back, their neck tucked, and their spine straight. And they think that's gonna be the end-all be-all solution. So once someone realizes it's not just about their tight muscles, the next thing they usually latch onto is their posture. They try to sit perfectly with their shoulders back and their chest up and their, chin tucked, thinking that it's gonna solve their problem. But here's the thing. This is gonna lead us into pattern number 4. This one is tricky because it sounds pretty legit. I'll just sit properly and my back pain will just go away magically. But after seeing of clients, especially office workers, who have obsessed over their posture, they still end up in pain. I've realized that posture isn't the fix that most people think it is, because posture isn't about finding the right position and staying there for 6, 8, or 10 hours. It's about not getting stuck in one position for too long. Let me repeat that. Posture is not about finding the right position to sit in all day. It's about not getting stuck in one position for too long. Even if you're sitting in what looks like perfect posture, if you're holding that all day for 6 to 8 to 10 hours while you're sitting down, your body's still going to be under stress. Your muscles are still going to fatigue. They're still going to tighten up. Your joints are still going to compress. And then your body is going to start to compensate yet again. So it's not bad posture that's causing the pain. It's that lack of movement. It's kind of like if you're holding a perfect squat for 8 hours. Sure, you can have the perfect form, but your body is still going to fatigue and your body's still going to hate you, essentially. It's the same thing with sitting in the office all day. It's not about sitting right. It's just about not sitting for too long. The office workers that I've worked with that have gotten better, they don't think about just sitting with the perfect posture. They have posture variability. They'll try to sit up, they'll try to move around, they'll try to rotate, they'll get up and walk around, and they'll do a lot of things instead of just sitting in one position. So if you've been trying to fix your posture with perfect posture, that might not be the real problem. Instead, think of your posture as like a snapshot, not a solution. Your body needs movement and not a perfect pose. So after fixing their posture, most people end up thinking, okay, I'll just book a couple of sessions with you and get this whole thing sorted. And I wish it worked like that. But that brings us to point number 5. A lot of people show up thinking that they'll come in for 2 or 3 sessions, I'll do my thing, and then boom, their back pain is completely fixed. And to be fair, it does happen sometimes, but for the most part, it doesn't. Because when back pain keeps coming back, that's when we know it's not just a muscle issue, it's a whole lifestyle issue. Because if your day-to-day habits haven't changed, no amount of treatments will hold and fix your back pain. And listen, I get it. I used to think massage was the end-all, be-all solution to all pain. But after treating thousands of office workers, what I've seen is this: the people who get better and stay better are the ones who take ownership of their life outside of the treatment room. They move more, they build strength, they become aware of their daily lives and their patterns, and they usually treat the sessions as a starting point and not the complete solution. It's kind of like getting a 6-pack. You can't go to the gym once or twice and then eat healthy once or twice and expect to be built like a Greek god. It takes time, it takes consistency, and it takes patience. So yeah, you might feel a little bit better after trying a new stretch or after seeing the chiropractor or seeing a physio or seeing a massage therapist. But if the pain keeps coming back, there's something deeper going on. And the truth is, nothing changes long-term unless you change what you're doing daily. The people that I've seen get real, long-lasting results, they're not doing anything extreme. They're just moving more, they're just building awareness, and they're just staying consistent. So if you're dealing with chronic back pain and it feels like nothing is working, maybe it's not about doing more, but it's about doing the right things consistently. And that's the whole point of this video. It's to help you see the patterns that are keeping you stuck so that you can finally start moving forward. If this video helped you rethink your back pain, and if you want to dig deeper, I've actually got a free community. It's where I post extra content. I break down real client case studies, and I also talk about simple ways to actually fix your lower back pain. There's a bunch of people in the community that are currently suffering from lower back pain, and there are people in there that have actually fixed their lower back pain. So if you got questions, or if you just want some guidance from myself or people who have been where you are right now, then the community is a perfect place for you. All you need to do is click the link down in the description, and I will see you there. But other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.